And welcome to the Old School Show. I'm your host, Coach L.O. Grant, longtime high school football and wrestling coach, and now retired. Great memories, even greater opinions. Let's go. I watched some of the NFL draft a few weeks ago. Not a lot, but some. Now, I like to see who the top 10 picks might be and then some of the major storylines. Now, I'd probably watch more if I had a team that I was a diehard fan of, but believe it or not, I really don't have a favorite pro team. Now, when I was 8 to 12 years old, I was a big Baltimore Colts fan, mainly because my dad was, and I loved Johnny Unitas, Ray Berry, and I loved Lenny Moore. They were my three favorite players. Then when they retired, I didn't care as much. Point being, since I don't really have a favorite team, I only watch a little of the draft. The big story, of course, was Shedeur Sanders dropping to the 5th round. But the story that caught my attention was Travis Hunter. The debate was, could he be a two-way player in the NFL? They gave reasons why he could, and some of the guys gave reasons why in today's NFL you can't do it. I even heard some say he wants to do something that's never been done. Never been done? Well, several players in the 40s and 50s played on both sides of the ball. They don't count? So, yeah, it's been done. Now, some not only played wide receiver and defensive back, but they ran back punts, kickoffs, and some kicked extra points. Well, they would say, the game's more sophisticated now, and they might get hurt. Hey, never play sports thinking you might get hurt. And with a 17-game schedule, tons of players are hurt by the end of the season anyway. Anyone worried about that? Nope. They just keep adding games to the schedule because it's all about money. And some said, well, they can't attend all the offensive and defensive team meetings. The offensive coaches and defensive coaches will get mad. Well, that's where the head coach comes in and says, we'll figure it out. Head coaches make a lot of money in the NFL. It's his job to figure it out. Here's what I would do if I was the head coach. I'd say he's a full-time starter at corner, and he attends all the meetings on defense as much as possible. In practice, he works mainly with the D, but he's going to come over to the offense sometimes and get some reps, and the offensive coordinator has to work a little overtime with him on some special packages. He would only get spot duty on offense, special situations, more or less depending on the game situation. Hey, Hunter wants to do it, and he has the talent on both sides of the ball to do it. I'd say make a way. Hey, let's hit the countdown of the top 50 greatest NFL running backs of all time. Now, last week we counted numbers 45 through 41. Now let's hit numbers 40 through 36. At number 40, Earl Dutch Clark, sometimes known as the Flying Dutchman and the Old Master. 6 foot, 185 pounds. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1963. He's a member of the NFL 1930s All-Decade Team. He was an All-Pro 6 times. Voted best player in the NFL in 1935 and 1906. He was selected by the AP as the outstanding football player in the whole decade of the 1930s. He led the Lions to the NFL championship in 1935, excelling as a running back, a passer, a kicker, and a defensive safety. He led the league in total offense in 1934. He led the league in scoring in 1932, 35, and 36. Holy cow, maybe I should have moved Dutch up a little bit farther on my list. Anyway, Dutch Clark coming in at number 40. At number 39, Otis Anderson, a 6'2", 220-pound running back. Ferocity, speed, moves, and pass-catching ability were his trademarks. He played 14 seasons in the NFL for the Cardinals and the Giants. His better years came with the Cardinals. He was the 79 Rookie of the Year. He ran for over 10,200 yards in his career, had over 3,000 yards receiving. He stands at number 31 on the all-time rushing list in the NFL, Otis Anderson. Coming in at number 38 on my list, Jamal Lewis, a 5'11", 245-pounder. He was a tank. Most of his career was spent as a Raven. In 2003, he ran for 2,066 yards in a single season. That's the third most all-time. He was the NFL Player of the Year, of course, in 2003. He ran for 10,600 yards in his career. He has a Super Bowl title. He's been on the Pro Bowl team, Player of the Year. He was on the NFL's 2000s All-Decade team. He stands at number 26. Number 38, Jamal Lewis. Coming in at number 37, Corey Dillon, a 6'1", 225-pounder. He played 10 years in the NFL, ran for 11,241 yards, putting him at number 21 on the all-time rushing list. 4 Pro Bowls, 2-time Player of the Year in the conference, had nearly 2,000 receiving yards. He was a Super Bowl champ, all-rookie team in 1997. He's on the Cincinnati Bengals Ring of Honor team. He's on the Bengals 50th anniversary team as one of the all-time Bengal greats. He once ran for 278 yards in a single game, a record at that time. Number 37, Corey Dillon. Coming in at number 36, Barber, 5'10", 205-pounder. Played 10 years as a New York Giant. He ran for 10,449 yards, putting him number 28 on the all-time rushing list. He also caught 586 passes for 5,180 yards. He was a great 1 yards. Number 36, Tiki Barber. Next episode, we're going to count down numbers 35 through 31. Memory. In the 1964 Tokyo Olympic Games, sprinter Bob Hayes tied the Olympic record on his way to winning the Olympic gold medal in the 100-meter dash. Just a few months later, Hayes was running past defensive backs as a wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. Turning a world-class sprinter into a football player was a radical concept at that time. So yet Hayes had great success and became known as Bullet Bob. Hey, relive the glory with us each week. Hit that like button if these memories brought a smile to your face. Subscribe so you don't miss the next step down memory lane. And ring that notification bell to hear our next story.